Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today it's Don't Look Back second edition. This is the Kickstarter version. Originally I did a review a while back for the original Don't Look Back that was released by Black Site Studios, and this is the second edition of it. So we got a hardcover book here that was part. Now again, I backed the Kickstarter. This is everything that was included in the type of Kickstarter that I backed. I should say the level that I backed. So we have the core rulebook, which is a hardcover rulebook with a cover on it. That's the by Matt Burns, Black Site Studios, Don't Look Back, second edition. It also came with a Possessed Patients Killer Pack expansion. It also came with these blades, I guess what you want to call it. This is for the counter for the Don't Look Back. We also have different expansions. We have Bloody Depths, the Faculty, the Quorum, the Heroes, and the Killer. So these are all expansions and the core rulebook for second edition of Don't Look Back. Of course, we also have the figure, like I said, and these as well. So I'm going to pull these all off the counter. And we're going to start with the rulebook. It's a lot of stuff to unbox here. So let's start with the core. Let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. Now we have the dust jacket, which is absolutely beautiful. Then we have the tome. So we'll put that to the side for a minute there. So again, it's the hardcover edition of the rulebook. We have a guide here to Northwood, which is cool. So let's pull it to the side. That's the receipt for Black Site Studio about everything I picked up for. So this was what we called a Tier 1 Kickstarter. Tier 1 Kickstarter. So your guide to Northwood. Northwood is where all the action is happening here in this game. So you have all the different things, all boxcar, all steelworks, Oak Hill Mines. Again, basically there's all these expansions that have come out and everything that you see on the map there. Not sure if every expansion's come out, but there's different, I guess, different killers and all these different spots in the game. Right? That's a little add-on that they added in, so that's pretty cool. So again, the rulebook. Let's open this up. There's some of their figures that they create. The rule of cinema. Here we go. At its heart, Don't Look Back is about the narrative you want to create. I've always wanted to create a game that lets you, the players, make the story you want to play. If a situation comes up in the game and you are not sure how to resolve it, talk with the other players to create an outcome that will tell the best story. When in doubt, choose whatever increases the body count. We encourage you to look for trouble in plots and create interesting stories throughout your play. Please homebrew special rules, killers, and plots that make the game what you want it to be. Okay, so we have, again, this was released, I believe, in 2023 is when I was delivered this after, the Kickstarter, everything got done. Project was brought to life through blacksitestudios.com/backroom. You can pick this up now there if you want to. Of course, it's blacksitestudios.com for more information on this game and all the expansions that they have available. Of course, brought to you by Matt Burns. Victims of Northwood, all the different names are in here. I'm in here somewhere in the tier 1s. Not exactly sure where, but I'm in there somewhere. You got tier 2, you got the retail, you got the digital. Again, so we have rules here. We got Northwood, the characters, prologue, setting up, universal rules, core rules, the fight phase, the killer phase, the character phase. You have ready-made plots, plot creator, Killers of Northwood. You got advanced rules, Midnight Survival, the antagonist, the director, trilogies, visions, corporate casualties, reference cards. So again, here's your chapter guide, your chapter guide, full illustrated, beautiful illustrations throughout it. So Northwood. Again, that's the map we just looked at. You have the little map that I showed you already. Here's one inside the book. Okay, tells you a little bit about the fluff about the background history of Northwood. the Vale, the Heart of the Woods, the Vale, Crossings, town called Northwood, all the different locations throughout the town. So it'll be interesting. Northwood High School, Loughton High, the crash of 1953. So again, a lot of thought goes into the backstory of this setting. Again, the characters. Holden Gibson. So right here, it kind of gives you important history about the characters and interesting facts, school, job, local or outside or home, important relations. So this is one of your characters, Holden Gibson, Denise DeGraw, Seth Newton, Alice Grace, Max Elliott, and all of them are set up exactly the same. You got the background story about here, different relationships they have, the home, the local or outsider, school, job, interesting facts about the characters. You got Mia Green, you got Keen Hauser, Ranger Sandy, you got Pat, you got the prologue. Okay, it says, let's look at this right here. Where do I start? Welcome to Don't Look Back. If you are new to tabletop gaming or return from the original 24-page booklet, you might be looking at a large and beautiful core book and learn what you need to get started. If you are looking to get minis on the table and play your first game, jump right to the core rules on page 82. What's new? What's the same about the new? This is the second edition. What's new? What's the same? Designer notes and examples of play. Important concepts when it comes to this game. The characters, this refers to models in the cards that represent the personalities and players that will be controlling during the plot. The killer, this refers to the model and cards that represent the threat that opposes the characters. In some situations, there may be more than one killer on the table at any time. Supporting characters, these characters represent the many minor personalities of Northwood. Supporting characters are useful for temporary distracting the killer. The plot. The outline of what the characters are trying to achieve and what they will be facing over the course of a game of Don't Look Back. Point of interest, represented by tokens. Points of interest are objectives that can be interacted with using the investigative action or a plot special rule. Jump scares represent the moments in horror storytelling when something jumps out and scares the living daylights out of the characters. Sometimes these scares are nothing more than branches of a tree scraping the window, but they could be the killer lunging out at it and brutally attacking the characters. Skill rolls. All skill rolls are performed by rolling a d20 and looking for a result equal to or less than the skill value being rolled for. Unless otherwise specified, any modifiers are applied to the skill value before the dice are rolled. Tokens. Games of Don't Look Back will require several different types of tokens to help track various aspects of the game. You can't find print and play tokens on the backside studio websites. Okay, so that just gives you a little background about important concepts about this game. Again, the artwork throughout the book is stunning, beautiful, setting up. Gives you the background, setting up the game, how many players, what kind of game do you want to play, what kind of expansions do you want to have. Setting up your characters. So all your characters have wounds, they have a movement trait, combat, awareness, terror, and luck. So again, they're showing it right here on the stat cards that are included in the boxes. Skill, item, teen, adult, tracking boxes right there. Choosing a plot, points of interest, number of turns, special rules, lights, objective, themed killer. Moving on, selecting your killer, select intensity level, rules to die by, slasher mode, or no one gets out alive. And of course, selecting your killer, you have option 1, 2, 3, or 4, different options that you can have for a killer. Setting the stage, you have terrain rules, difficult terrain, dangerous and treacherous, you know about that. Area and disorienting. If you're out in the woods, you might lose track of where you're at. Fences, barricade, barbed wire, burning, multiple floors, multiple levels of a building, doors and windows, and now you begin the first step. So, universal rules that we're going through here. Base size, line of sight, awareness of line of sight. You've got measuring, vision and arc facing, in contact, randomly placed models. Again, light tokens, placing killers on the table, lunge, it's here. Plot special rules, savor the moment after being driven off when nobody is looking. Creating the killer's 3 aspects. You need an MO, visage, and traits. Okay, characters taking damage, terror, sources of terror, Moving on, again, beautifully illustrated book. Then you go into the core rules. Turn order, fright phase, checking character terror, fright tokens, building tension. On your turn here, building tension, roll table. There you go. Fright token activation table. You know, what's wrong with the lights? What was that? It's here. Regrouping. Example, fears, generating fright tokens, backup from supporting characters. The killer phase. Check the killer's location when nobody's looking. If the killer is currently off the table or if he's on the table. Examples of play that they give you right here. Moving the killer. Killer attacks. And examples of play. Everything throughout the book, which I've noticed, is that they give you lots and lots of examples, which is really, really cool. Then the character phase, when nobody's looking, taking actions. You have a free action, making skill rolls, and of course, your terror. Supporting characters, moving characters, tripping, desperate actions, basic rules for falling, examples of falling, luck, quick actions, move, stumble away, stand up, distract, kick it in, encourage, concentrate, snapshot, ranged attack, snapshot, melee attack, let me take a look, catch, ranged attack, melee attack. What was that? Search the area, hiding, take a breath, it's nothing to see, 7 minutes in heaven. All things that your characters can do on their turn. What a jump scare is in the jump scare table. Investigating, searching areas, different item cards, different rules for them. How to attack the killer, melee attacks, critical hits, critical failures, ranged attacks, driving the killer off, and of course, moment of respite. And the end phase, check to see if the plot's objectives have been completed. Step 2, check to see if any special rule or abilities effects end or begin. Step 3, begin the next turn, starting with the fright phase. Ready to play plots, so they give you a bunch of different campaign that you can play. So you got camping in the order that's set up the same way. Inspiration, table setup, points of interest. Number of turns is 12. Special rules. Middle of nowhere, mounting terror, Kirish connection, help is on the way, lights, and objective. Where is Pat? Set up the same way. The escape. Trapped. Well in the woods. Plot creator. How do you create a storyline? All right, so your overview, how to generate a plot. Set the objectives, setting, placing fright tokens, character starting location, type of killer, how the killer appears, plot length, and flavor elements. If you want to use it's optional. Set the objective. Again, different objectives that you can have, and you roll a d10, tells you what your choices could be. So they give you 10 results that you can have, different objectives. The setting could be urban, subterranean, woodland, haunted, rural. Placing fright tokens where they're located. Again, roll the half, so it's a d10 and half it. Again, here d10, half it. Type of killer, roll d20. How the killer appears. Again, roll d10 and half it. Same thing here, roll a d, it says d5, so d5, they don't have a dice for that. They probably do, but I don't have one, so I would roll a d10. You could use your d4 and add 1, or you can use a d10 and half the roll that you get. Flavor elements, again, step 8. Chapter 9, Killers of Northwood. Talks about the different killers. The Woodsman, the Living Curse, Beast of Northwood, Grayson, the Lakeshore Killer, Gus, the Whistler, the Judge of Hangman's Rock, the Harbor Master, the Seer. Now again, advanced rules. So you want to take it to the next level, here's where you go here. What are advanced rules? Again, it says here, what are advanced rules? The section outlines many additional rules that add a wealth of depth and experiences to games of Don't Look Back. Before incorporating any of these advanced rules, we strongly suggest that players play through a couple of plots using the core rules to get familiar with the game. It was never intended that all of the advanced rules be used at the same time. While this is possible, it creates a lot for the players to navigate. We recommend curating a selection of advanced rules that allow the story players want to tell to come to life. Mixing and matching the advanced rules within a plot can greatly increase its replayability. Okay, advanced light tokens, jump scares. Again, rural jump scare table, subterranean jump scare table, woodland jump scare table, haunted jump scare table. How to use vehicles in the game. Having different companions. aspects of a companion. So you have some figures laying around, you want to create your own character. This is how you create your character and their stats. You got the bookworm, you got the attuned, you have a brawler, you have a leader. Choosing adult or teen, customizing your archetype, customization, abilities. Again, leadership abilities, combat abilities, mystical abilities, playing with multiple killers, choosing the secondary killers, choosing killers leaving a table, secondary killers, pack killers, pack is placed on the table, how to place them, what lurking, insight points and packs. Okay, optional rules again, more artwork, Midnight Survival, advanced rule games for 6 players, so adding a 6th player into the game. Again, starting Midnight Survival, Survival Until Dawn, Overrun, Midnight Hunt. Again, more beautiful artwork in here. Special rules, Chapter 12, the antagonist, advanced rules, player controlled killer. Playing as the killer, the fright token activation table, jump scares, 3 aspects, plot points in trilogies, play with the antagonist, then the director. Overview, choosing a plot, single plot, trilogies, creating a plot, the setup, the turns, point of interest, the fright tokens, the light, special role, plot, objectives, supporting characters, choosing the killer, setting up a table, choosing the type of terrain that you want for the game, choosing characters, additional assets. So if you want to create your own, basically this is if you want to create your own horror character, you can create it. If you want to set up your own scenario, this is a way to set up the scenario basically. Using curses and boons, conditions, using insights and plot points. Trilogies. Overview. There you go. Choosing your characters, choosing a killer, starting the first plot. And on the side, you'll notice that there's notes from the designer all throughout the book. Pursuit or return, insight points, setting up for pursuits, setting up for return, visions, a trilogy. Again, it's setting it up for you, showing exactly how it's done, number of turns, the setup, the environment, twist of fate, special rules, the lights, the objective. Again, theme killer this year. So trilogy, obviously, meaning that there's 3 parts to the storyline. So you have, so if you think about it from the terms of a movie, it's part 1, part 2, and part 3. So Visions is the title of the first part of the storyline. Then of course is Visions, the second act. Again, the setup of the table, number of turns, all that stuff is explained. So there you go. And then you Visions Part 3, which is obviously the final part of the trilogy. It's the setup yet again. And then, of course, you have the Visions epilogue. Now, interesting enough, if you don't know anything about Black Site Studios, all of the figures that you're seeing, they create. All of the, so what is this here? The Corporate Casualties, another trilogy that you can use. Corporate Casualties, Part 1. Now, all the wood scenes that you see in the pictures, the buildings, all this stuff is available on their website. You can order it. You know, it's all pre-made. It's PVC, so it's made out of like that wood stuff, and then you can glue it up and create it that way. Corporate Casualties, again, the second film or the second act of the trilogy. So these pages are sticking together. All right, I want to make sure I don't rip anything. Again, it's all set up for you. And Corporate Casualties Part 3. There you go, moving through this. Again, it's more of their terrain that they've created that you can put together piece by piece. Really nice. Again, blacksitestudios.com for more information on that. All right, the casualties and the epilogue. Then you have another one here, cards and references. That's what this is. All right, the different cards for your main characters. So you got Max. Again, we saw these at the beginning of the book. Seth Newton, Holden Gibson, Denise DeGraw. You have Ranger Sandy, Alice Green. You have Mia Green. This is Keen Hauser. You have Pat Teen. Again, Visions cards. You have Mutated, ethereal, familiar, disjointed, mundane, mutilated, and these are just different killers that you can have. MO cards, stalking, out of sight, one step ahead, lunge. So again, these are cards that you can get in your packages. You can order these online from them, and where they come out printed out, or you can just make a photocopy of this and then cut them out, laminate them and cut them out yourself, and you save yourself a bunch of money. Item cards, get item cards, fright phase reference, the quick reference guides, a killer phase reference, character phase reference, jump scare table, attacking the killer, taking actions, quick and long actions, quick actions. Again, this is just a summary, then an index where you can find all the information in the book. So again, going through here. All right. So you have a total of rules. Basically, you're talking about at the end of the book here, it's 270 pages. So it's a very thick tome, lots of information. And the great thing about this game that I've realized is the fact that you're basically playing it the way that you want to. Again, you're with a core group of friends. If you're following the rules and something doesn't make sense, you make it make sense for you. So let me just read the back of here real quick. It says, welcome to Don't Look Back, a solo or cooperative miniature game set in the world of Northwood. Prepare to confront a relentless killer whose actions randomized by the game itself will keep you on the edge of your seat as you try to guide your 4 characters to safety. Explore the quiet suburbs and bustling city of Northwood, where ancient curses lurk and insidious killers abound. Brace yourself for heart-pounding plots where survival is paramount and the stakes are higher than ever. But that's not all. Delve further into this gripping world with the advanced rules featuring the player-controlled killer known as the antagonist, vehicles, companions, link play, and custom character creation. Prepare to be captivated by every twist and turn. With Don't Look Back, the possibilities are limitless. Unleash your creativity and recreate your favorite stories from beloved films, books, comics, and more using the game's versatile rules. Remember, no matter what happens, don't look back. Of course, brought to you by Blacksite Studios. More information, go to blacksitestudios.com. QR code to check out even more DLB content. So there you have it. That's the core rulebook for the game. Push that to the side. So you got this thing as well, which I can open this up real quick. Okay, here we go. Now, one thing that you have to know about Don't Look Back, and when you order something from Blacksite Studio, all the things are resin and or die cut. So they have a different, what I like to say, has a distinctive odor to everything that they do from the way it's cut. So, right, there we go. I got this thing that comes in there. Not quite sure what that's for. And it leaves, see that? It leaves a little bit of residue on your hand. So just know that before you open it, before you purchase it, that this stuff is going to come off in your hands. It just washes right off. It has a bit of an odor as well. Again, they should pop out. They are pre-cut. So there you go. Use this thing as well. Should pop out pretty easily. There you go. They pop out very, very cleanly. Nice thick. Put some you put some pegs in there, and you got that here as well. It's got a little bit of a split there, but that's okay. And there you have this as well. And this was in the first original one. I have this one too. It bent a little bit, but there it is right here. That's the knife that I showed you from the original. This is a measuring stick for the game. So 4 inches of movements from here to here. Okay, this is 2 inches moving across right here. Obviously this would be 8 inches up to here that you're moving. There you go. So that's from the original, but it has a little bit of a bend in it. So I've been trying to straighten that out. But that's from the original core. So I got a different one now for measuring stick right here. And it pops right out very cleanly. But you got a hatchet this time versus it being so if I turn that over, there's your 4-inch mark there. There's your 8-inch mark here. All right, moving 12, you know, however you want to, anyway, that's your measuring stick for the game. So put that over here, and a couple of these things, put those over here as well. So again, this is all part of the tier 1 purchase. But as like I say, you're going to have that stuff on your hands. You're going to get it. So if resin's not for you, avoid this completely. That's all I can say, because you're going to have it on your hands whenever you buy any of their MDF stuff. Then we have your Don't Look Back. It says right there, Killer Included, Possessed Patients Killer Pack Expansion. So we pop this open really quickly. So you get right off the bat, you get a card here. All right, packed by Talon. There you go. This dude can pack. There you go. Nice card right there. Put that over here. You have your killer card, like I said. Nothing on the back and the front. A Possessed Patients Pack Killer. MO, move D10 towards the closest character. Initial pack members 3, wounds 2. Remember at the back of this book here, they talked about packs? Well, here's your pack of killers. Special actions, it says driven off. Special actions, evil presence. When a character activates within 4 inches of this pack killer, they gain 1 point of terror. Red tendrils, when the killer makes an attack, if there is a fright token within 4 inches, remove the fright token, and this killer's attack gains +2 combat and deals 1 additional point of terror. Possession, when a character falls victim in the fright phase due to terror, replace that character with a pack member. So your guy, if he gets, I guess you could say, gets killed or gets scared to death, basically, he becomes one that joins the pack. Attack 1, Soul Grasp. This attack targets a random character in contact. Combat 8, damage 2 wounds and 2 points of terror. Attack none 2. So I'm assuming it says combat 8 roll, so I guess you have to roll on a d20 over 8 for an attack. So there again, this is a regular sheet of paper. In the back it says here, in this pack killer expansion, you will find the pack visage of 3 new models and add Possessed Patient to your plot. Okay, again, the resin Possessed Patient members, 1 visage rule card, use them as a pack hunt killer. Okay, and of course you need to use the core rulebook to use these characters. So right here in that, again, they're not plastic, they're resin. You get 3 bases. Now again, with all resin pieces, you're going to have to cut them up and put them together. Resin are definitely a different type of modeling than what you have for when you're using plastic models. So I believe you have to soap them down and cut them a certain way so that they remain tack and they hold the glue and things of that nature. So if you go out on Black Site Studios, it gives you all that information about how to handle and how to cut and how to do all of the things regarding resin figures. Again, figures are of very, very high quality. As you can tell, they should be able to glue in pretty easily. So that piece could go in there like so. If this body goes with that one, you could change them to put them however you want, or put it this way. There it is. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so you do it that way. You get a little arm here too, just so you see. So again, you got to take a little bit of time putting these models together. Again, if you never used resin before, you can always go online and you can get the information right from Black Site Studios. They'll be more than happy to explain to you how to take care of and putting together your models, or how to use resin, should I say, for the first time. So we'll put that back into here. We're going to close that up. So there you go. Again, that was the Don't Look Back Possessed Patients Pack Killer expansion. Again, everything I'm talking to you today about, once again, just a reminder, is that this is everything that was included in a tier 1 Kickstarter backing. All right. So then it also came, well, let's start from the top. We can start with the the heroes that they mentioned in the core rulebook. The heroes are all included here. See what it says here. The Core Heroes expansion VHS offers players a way to expand on the core rulebook content with official miniatures, printed cards, and a printed item deck. Okay, so it tells you what comes with. So again, what's cool about it, has that 80s vibe to it. And, you know, the VHS tape holders, they're using it now for the hold your figures in, which is really cool too. So it comes in, it looks like this inside. It's got some cards, it's got some extra figures, it's got all that stuff in there. So okay, so right off the bat, we've got a bunch of bases. Plastic bases. Again, if you don't like these, you can put them on wood bases. If you don't like the wood bases, you can always put them on, you can also put them on clear bases as well. It's totally up to you. Got a couple of characters right here. Okay, he's got a flashlight. Very high detailed figures. Again, you got to cut these off there and glue them to the base. So that's a you don't need to put this one together. Obviously, all of his pieces are right there, so that's cool. Again, here. Again, all you got to do down here is you got to clip off that little piece off her foot and use some glue, put her on the base there. Again, if you're not sure what kind of glue to use, you can go to Blacksite Studios. Again, it gives you the definition of how to put together your figures. If you've never used resin before, it gives you a lot of hints on there. They don't really give you instructions of how to put them together because all of them kind of come in the box. I mean, you know, all the pieces come there. You can pretty much figure out how to put together. Again, it's a wheelchair victim here. There you go. So one of the characters, put him back in here so we don't lose the pieces. Okay. That's one of your characters as well. And his arms right here. Show you that real quick. So again, you got to glue that arm in there as well. Then you have another character. So all your figures are individually bagged. So this arm goes here, and this goes in here like that, however it is. You're going to fit it in. Again, you got to clip it. Yep. Clip it and put it in there. So there's your, if you look at it, this part is the gun right there, and this part goes over here somehow. You just got to clip it in the right spots. That's the whole idea. And you should be able to just clip that right there and put the two pieces in one shot. And then you have this character right here. Okay. Again, I keep prefacing this. These are not plastic miniatures. These are resin miniatures. All the characters that you get from Blacksite Studios is always resin. And then you get this one here. It looks like the cheerleader. All right, so you get a bunch of different characters in this core hero set. And you get another character, which is right here. Again, you get the hands. You clip those off and you just put those into place where they belong there. Then you have this as well. He's got the bat. So again, you clip that there, and see how it goes in there perfectly. There you go. And that's how it would wind up looking. Last but not least, you got this figure as well, which is the Ranger. Again, you clip them and you put them right in the holes there, and then you got your holding the pistol. There you go. So again, these are all the characters that were mentioned right in the rule book itself, which is quite convenient. All right, so you get all these figures here. Pre-made ones are in there, and you've got this stuff. You also get a deck of item cards. Which I'm going to open up off screen as I always do, because I don't. So you get your item deck here. Good quality cards. Got your pistol, your assault rifle, flashlight, energy drink, antique sword, nail gun, lighter, knife, bow, and of course all of them are set the same. It tells you the weapon, the title of the weapon, what kind it's used for. So melee means hand-to-hand combat. This is obviously range, meaning you could shoot over a longer period of distance. Damage is 2 wounds. Special rule, this character may ignore the rules for difficult terrain. All right, pistol. Again, this one here says range. It's a weapon. You get 6 shots with it. Then you have to find more ammo. Damage it costs is 2 wounds. So all of them are explained that way. You got the bow, machete, hunting rifle, chainsaw, shotgun, baseball bat, sedative gas, wood axe. So the sedative gas has some special rules to it. So let's take a look at the supply. Special rule, discard this item as long action. All pack killers in this character's table section do not move in the next killer phase. All other killers in this table section roll their move twice and choose the lowest result in the next killer phase. We've got wood axe, you got a cricket bat, you got a crowbar, 6-shooter, an Uzi, bag of snacks. Let's see what that does. As a quick action, discard this item to immediately remove 2 wounds and 1 point of terror. Okay, a bandage supply, supplies, an old lockbox, a phone, set of keys, first aid kit, bottle of water, some batteries, sturdy boots, field guide, radio, the Graw serum gun. So that does battery 2. Special rule, as a quick action, discard 1 battery to give this character +2 combat and +2 wound with melee weapons until the end of the next character phase. This character gains D3 points of terror. All right, and combat vest. So those are your item cards that are included in this set. This is Pat. This is the stat card. So if you're looking at the skill, how did I get here? The skill, why me? Terror, wounds, and luck. He has 9 wounds. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, move, combat, awareness, terror, and luck. That's a skill set. It's got a base in the back, and we got 1 figure in here. So they kept them separate. Again, you got this stuff hanging off them that doesn't belong on there. You just cut that off. Again, really cool figure. Nice quality. Definitely nice quality. And base with that. So just throw him inside there like ding. So he's in there and his cards in there. Again, you get one of these nice little cards that tells you who it's packed by. Has no real value to the game. So then you got all your cards, stat cards, that will also come in here for your characters that we just went through. So again, your stats, you have Seth Newton, you got your skill, your item that he's carrying with him, the terror, the wounds, the luck. Stats, 9 wounds, move 3, combat 8, awareness 13, terror 4, luck 2. Again, all the cards are set up the exact same way. So you got a card for Seth Newton, got a card for Keen Hauser, for Mia Green, for Alice Grace, Denise DeGraw, Holden Gibson, and Ranger Sandy, and of course Max the Abs Elliott. So that's everything that's included in this box that came again with the Kickstarter, the Tier 1 Kickstarter box of the heroes. Let's just put this stuff back in here, like so, and it all fits nicely back into the box. The cards back in here. Gotta go in here, go back in there. And I can put this to the side here, over here, like so. So there's your heroes. Then we have in the expansion, the killer. It says a multi-part killer miniatures and rule cards for Don't Look Back. Northwood will never be the same again. Build your own killer. So you've got a bunch of different choices of how to put your killers together. So we open this up. Packed by the same person again. You have your trait cards that you're going to need. And a couple of different, you have the mutilated. Again, all these cards are set up exactly the same again. So you'll have the driven off, you'll have their special abilities, which is driven off. All characters move an additional point of terror. Special actions, feel no pain. When this killer takes damage, reduce the damage by 2 to a minimum of 1. Attack 1, razor sharp strikes. This attack targets the character in contact currently with the most wounds. In the case of a tie, the player may choose. Combat 15, damages 3 wounds. I don't know if you have to roll under or roll over. That we have to read in the rule book. Attack 2, wild swings. Attack targets characters within 2 inches, damage 2 wounds. It says here 10 wounds. It looks as though it has been tortured or severely injured in action. You can hear the sucking of its gore-covered chest wound. So there's the mutilated, disjointed, mundane, driven off, familiar I should say, mutated, and of course ethereal. So those are the different characters you have in this pack here. Put that back in there, put that in there. And then you have your figures. Let me push this over to the side for a second. Again, you've got your big bases. And you could create your own character. So there's only 2 characters in here, and you create them the way you want to create them. But the cards are great, so if you buy any of the other expansions, so you've got the set of weapons that they can choose from. You've got the body of the killer. You've got the head of the killer, the arms, and things that you need right there. That's everything right there for killer number 1. So it appears to me when I look at the box in the back, you can make any one of these killers, the different heads, from the crouching. That's the crouching guy. That's him right there. So you could choose one of the 3 heads that are available, the weapons that are available. You choose how you want to make that character. Back into the case there, and then you have the second type of killer. Again, the weapons are there, the 3 different head types, so you choose which one you want to do. And there's the body itself. And again, in the back here it shows you there's 4 types that you can choose from. 1, 2, 3, 4. So do you want to put the hook in the hand, you want to put an axe in the hand, you want to put a bat in the hand, you want to put a knife in the hand, it's up to you. All available there. And there's your 4 heads. 1, 2, 3, 4. You choose which character you want to make out of the figure. But I like the fact that they give you cards for even the ones that you don't have, because you may want to go to Blacksite Studios and pick up the characters, different characters, to have different adventures. And again, those are the cards. The only thing I didn't show you so far, again, packed by the same person, I didn't show you the trait cards. So let's take a look at those. Here are the trait cards. ahead. So all the cards are set up the same way, different artwork in the back of them. But you see it says here, it's the MO. So one step ahead, placement. Place this killer 6 inches away from the most characters. In the case of a tie, the players may choose. Movement. When this killer moves, it will move towards and target the closest character. In the case of a tie, the players may choose. That's the MO. Lunge, mastermind, direct, stalking, out of sight. Now, so those are MOs. So you got traits, and you got MOs. Modus operandi. So that's the MO cards. Then you have the traits. Daywalker, the killer ignores the rules for light tokens. Deadeyes, when a character activates and this killer is within their line of sight and awareness, they gain 1 point of terror. Again, so it's a photo, title, what the rule is, and you know it's a trait. Armed and dangerous, menacing, patient, relentless, supernatural, tireless, whispers, and then violent. Again, these are the traits, and you pick which ones you want for your character. If you're going to create your own character, if not, you look on the card, and the card will tell you which trait you're going to use. Okay. So that's everything included in the unboxing of, hold on, let me close that up for you again. Again, that was the expansion, The Killer. So pull this up just a little bit so I can label it. That's The Killer. Got the heroes over there. All right. The next one is The Quorum. They're here to veto your life. Okay, in the back it says some of the locals have demanded a meeting with the Chamber of Commerce about a new industrial park. The officials have agreed, and the quorum is to be held to talk about the local grievances. As the crowd gathers at the appointed time, they realize that something foul is trickling, but it's not economics. So you crack this open again. Inside you'll have, so this is consuming greed table setup. It's going to tell you how to set the table up. Points of interest, place 1 point of interest in contact with the outer corner of table section D. And let's look at table size. Set up the table as an industrial park with a building in the center of each table section. Then add industrial scatter terrain like vehicles, equipment, and building materials. Place a vehicle to represent a security van randomly within D5 plus 5. So roll a D10, half it, then add 5 to your answer. Of the center of the table, place 1 fright token in contact with an entrance to each of the 4 structures placed in the center of each table section. The characters begin the game within 3 inches of the center of the table. Place 2 supporting characters in contact with the center of the table. So this table here was a game you put kind of have an imaginary line, 4 sections, A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's telling you where to place it. Place a building in each, put the stuff in there. That's what it's telling you. The game's going to last a total of 13 rounds. Special rules: piece of the pie, filibuster, find the keys to the van, lights, objective, and the theme killer is the Quorum. He's mutated just out of sight and traits patient and whispers. So you can use the cards that came in here, you can use it in this as well, which is very, very helpful. Again, packed by the same person. Very quickly. Got a really, really big base. And then you got a big, 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 big figure in this one. Not looking very good here. And then of course this piece shows here. He's going to go right up on top there like so. Of course you're going to trim that off right here. I think and then you just glue that, or that can go right in here. Yep. Because you don't want to keep that on there. That doesn't look right. So you want that eliminates the mold line right there. And you're just going to cut that piece right there off. You can't, oh, it just came off itself. That's good. So again, you could just put your guy right in there. loom up, and it's good to go. There you have it. And again, you got to take that piece off there, and you're going to put that on the base. So it's that simple. Okay, so there's right there. So that is everything that is included in the Quorum. That's the Quorum expansion. Then you also have the faculty, or the facility. Sorry about that, the facility. Okay, let's read back. In the boardroom of death, there are no golden parachutes. The facility. Okay. Strange things have been seen around the DeGraw laboratory. Nobody has come home from work in days. Worried, you and your friends are determined to find out what is going on. There has to be proof that something more than communications research has been going on. Ethan DeGraw never looked so good. Again, one miniature and one new plot. Okay. So this is opening up the box. You see what's inside here. Right off the bat, same guy packed it, or girl packed it. We'll start with the card. Again, only on one side, it tells you the faculty. The facility. The table setup. Place a facility in the center of the table. Players need to decide what entrance to building will be the primary entrance. Place a freight token in the center of the first floor and the second floor of the facility. Then place one freight token in the center of both table sections C and D. The characters start within 4 inches of the outer corner of the section A. Points of interest. Place 1 point of interest token at the primary entrance of the facility. Place 1 point of interest token in a random room on the first floor and 1 in a random room on the second floor. Number of turns, 12. Again, so this here, you're going to need a piece of terrain where it has 2 floors to it. You're going to need that, or 3 floors. You have the entrance floor, the first floor, and then I guess the second floor. Yep. Special rules, eyes everywhere. When a supporting character is placed on the table, roll a d10. On a result of 1 to 6, place the supporting character as normal. On a result of 7 to 10, replace the surviving character with a DeGraw Cleaning Crew Pack Killer model. If available, are a freight token. Silent alarm. The transformation has begun. All right. Lights, objective, first, second, third, and fourth objectives. The theme, killers, mutating Ethan DeGraw. Visage, MO, and traits. Again, use the cards from the killers that you can use to get all your trait cards on the table so you know exactly what rules you're looking at. That's here. What's in this bag here? Of course, you've got your base once again. Again, you don't have to use bases here. You can use wood bases, or you can even use your clear bases as well that you can purchase separately. Again, there's the hand with the gun on it. Again, you just got to clip these here and here. Again, these are resin miniatures, not plastic. So again, you might want to wash them first, then glue them. Putting the figures together it's a little different than using a regular plastic model. So there you go. That's that character here. That's your DeGraw character, I believe his name is. Yep, Ethan DeGraw. That's the character on the back, pictured on the back. If you have a question how to put them together, take a look at the picture on the back of the box. Then you also have this character here. So I'm assuming this guy here is, yep, he's transforming. That doesn't belong in there. Let me pull that off real quick. Stuck in between, looks like a head, so just got stuck in there. Okay. Okay, there's the body. The arm with a big old axe. So that's going to go in here or something like that. Put on this side over here. Yep, it's got to be this arm here. So that's going to go in here. Then you have this piece here, which looks like that's going to go where his head is. Yep, so the character is transforming. Okay. Oh, there's a hat too. So again, you're going to create the character that you want, put it in there like you want. So that's another character that's in there. Right, so the killer is transforming. And then there's all this little stuff here. Okay, so you got a whole bunch of little stuff in there. Looks like a flashlight. Some guns. So supply tokens that you can use. Some swords or nightsticks, very nice. Oh, that one came off. Looks like a backpack. Right, some flashlights and stuff, that's cool. A backpack. All right, that's cool. There's some great tokens. I'm assuming that should have probably been in the original box set with the, I'm assuming that should be in there with the, so I might have moved that. So I might have moved that, probably was supposed to be in with the heroes, because when you have all the cards that were given in there, the supply tokens, these look like the supply tokens that you can find. So I'm assuming this may actually go into here, this box here. So I'm going to take it out of this box because it doesn't look like nothing's mentioned about that in here. So anyway, that's everything that's included in again, the faculty. Put that back. I keep saying the faculty, but it's the facility. I'm sorry, I keep doing that. And last but not least, we have our Bloody Depths. Okay, open up the box, put that to the side. Let's read the back real quick, see what it says. It says, Bloody Depths. Come on in, the water's fine. I'll say an expansion for Don't Look Back. Okay. Oof. One order of surf and turf. It says, with the rituals complete, the guardians of the deep have been summoned by the keepers of the watery grave to purge their sacred shores of outsiders. Meanwhile, the local teens who have been enjoying their summer at Camp Northwood have no idea what's coming for them. Well, it says one large crab monster, two small crab monsters, a new killer visage, and one new plot. Again, you need the core rulebook for this, anything that you have in here. Okay, so oh, looks like you got two cards here this time. Secret Rare Ben. So maybe it was packed by two people this time. Let's take a look at our cards. It says Koke Akashyushu. Again, tells you driven off. All characters move an additional point of terror. A Carpus, protecting the watery grave. Attack 1, claws and pincers. Attack 2, weapons from the deep. It has 8 wounds. All right, that's your first. That's your big baddie that you're going to be putting together. All right. So let's take a look at this surf and turf table setup. Set up the table to represent a camp with cabins and other structures at the edge of a lake or other waterfront feature, pond, river, etc. Placed in the bottom half of the table, section C, place 2 random characters in the center of the table, section A, and 2 random characters in the center of table, section B. Place the primary killer in contact with the point of interest located in table section C. Place 2 fright tokens in contact with the outer corner of table section C. All right, so it looks like there's not much happening in section D right now. Points of interest, place 1 point of interest token in the center of the water feature. This represents a floating ritual item from the summoning ritual. Number of turns 11. Special rules, important. This plot uses the secondary killer advanced rules found in the core rulebook. Lurking, deep water, destroying the ritual item. Lights, objective, primary killers, the ancient dweller. Secondary killers, minor ancient dweller. All right, so there you go. That's your new expansion and the new rules for it. All right, the scene set up. So this is a multi-piece figure. So got, looks like the body itself. You're gonna have to clip some of the stuff away. Just be careful when clipping. Make sure you don't clip anything you're not supposed to clip. You got one arm, big crab arm. So let's see if I can see where that arm, one of the arms go one of these places. It looks like that arm might go here, might go in there like that. Goes this way. Not sure, gotta take a look for that. All right, we got one arm, we got the other arm. And then you've got a couple little legs. You got, looks like, not sure what that is. You got this little piece here too. It might be two pieces of the head. You might have to put the head in two different sections. So definitely have to take a look at the picture when putting this guy together. Make sure you put it together the right way. So anyway, that's the big one. That's the big creature. That's the what they call the ancient dweller. So that looks like that's who that is. I'm gonna make sure all the pieces go back in the bag. The ancient dweller. Then you've got some of these minor ancient dwellers, which are like the little baby crabs. Oop, got some bases for them, obviously. And there they are. There's the legs, appears. And you got the top parts for them. So I guess you're going to glue that right on top there. There they are right there. Got your base there. Oh, sorry, that base goes with the big guy. And the small bases, the small guys get the small bases, obviously. All right. Put that in here as well. And there was one more thing inside here. Let's see what this is. Not sure what this is. Oh no. No, these are additional add-ons that I purchased. All right, these are additional characters I purchased that I put inside the box. These are from another additional purchase I made of some of the figures from the old set. Again, some other figures I just decided to add on at the end from the original box set. There you go. Which are all pre-made figures. These are called just town people. That's what I think these were called. Actually, these look like these actually look like the characters that should be in the Heroes box. Well, this happens sometimes when you get a Kickstarter. So it looks like you have ones that you can put together, and then you have ones that you can just simply have already made for you, which is very cool. All right, so there you go. And this one here. Perfect. There you go. These might have been, what's it called? Tier, when the tiers hit a tier, they send you an additional pack of figures. So it might be a second pack of figures that they had created. Maybe originally they had the ones we had to build, and the second one was that, you know, pre-built for you. So anyway, this is everything that was included. So let's just take a look at this again real quick before I sum up here. So let me put these back in the box. So I'm just going to pop this up in real quick. So everything you see here, so just a little bit, there you go. So everything you see here was included, and the dust jacket. Put that over here in the corner, put the dust jacket over there. So this is everything that was included in the Tier 1 Kickstarter package for Don't Look Back 2nd Edition, brought to you by Black Site Studios. Once again, I want to say thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed it, you can always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You can also hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release any new material to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.